Watch this. And his feet. And his what? Feet. Hold on, wait, before y'all leave, my brother. Let me hear this last scripture before they leave. And his what? And his feet, like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Huh? Brown. It's brown. It's brown. Is this man brown? He's not brown. Read. As if they burned in a furnace. If you burn anything, what color does it turn? Black. That's right. So what color is Jesus? Black. He's black. You see that? How you doing, my brother? What's your question, sir?
Y'all check this out. No question.
You said no question, right? I'm going to read you one scripture, all right? Watch this. Psalm chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect. So God said what about his laws? It's perfect, right? Now, have you been to church before, right? You have. Then when we taught that God's laws are done away with, I said, wasn't we taught that God's laws are done away with or nobody can keep all God's laws? 100%. You said 100%. We were taught that, right? So read it again from the top. The law of the Lord is perfect. Wait a minute. So God said his laws are perfect. Why are we not keeping it? That's a good question, right? If he said, my law is perfect, but we've been taught by somebody else and we can't keep God's laws. God's laws are done away with. Okay, how can I be perfect then? We can't be, right? It don't add up. Watch this. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. And he said that's what changed our souls, changed our minds. How many brothers or sisters that you know, they probably go to the club on Saturday, they probably get high or get drunk on Saturday, and this morning in the church? A lot, right? You can't even think about it.
Could be a lot or a little.
Could be a lot or a little. Okay, watch this. Give me Matthew 5, verse 17. Could be a lot or a little. Now, my brother, what's your nationality?
American.
American. Who taught us as black people that we are so-called African American? The white man. The white man. You absolutely correct, my brother. I want you to look at this sign real quick. Because what we're reading about, we're reading the Bible, and the Bible shows us historical facts about who we are. About who we are. Watch this. Read what you got. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not. Do what? Think not. Now, if whenever you see words in the New Testament and it's written in red, who is that speaking?
Oh, God.
That's Christ. That's Christ speaking. What Christ say? Think not. He said, don't even think. Watch this, my brother. Read. That I am come to destroy the law. So what Christ just say?
Keeping his laws.
You got to keep his laws.
That's right.
He said, don't even think that I come to take away my God laws. Read. Or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, the question is, because when I hear that in the church, right, I was told he fulfilled the law that we ain't got to keep it no more. Was you told that?
When you fulfill a law, you ain't got to keep it.
I was taught that in a Christian church. I used to go to church every Sunday faithfully. I used to be in the same church, hooping and hollering, watching people going crazy, and we leave the church, like, hey, what you learn? I'm like, I don't know, I just feel good. I feel better. But I ain't learned nothing. So if God said if Christ said I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets, I came not to destroy but fulfill, what did he fulfill? Give me Acts chapter 3 and verse 18. Acts chapter 3 and verse 18. We're going to show you what he came to fulfill. Because when I was in the church, I never learned this. How long you been going to church?
I went to church until I was like 5 or 6.
About 5 or 6. How old are you now?
21.
You're 21. So you're 21 years old, but have you ever learned that you was an Israelite?
I tried to really find it.
Huh?
Try to really find what part of Africa I was from.
Try to find out what part of Africa you were from. All right, we can deal with you, my brother. What I had you hold it. All right, watch this.
Acts chapter 3 and verse 18. But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets.
So he said the thing that the prophets written, like Moses, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, read.
That Christ should suffer.
That Christ should what?
Suffer. He had so fulfilled.
Christ suffered. He suffered for a nation of people. He was beaten. He was marred. He was pierced in his side. He had to carry the cross. Christ died the most blackest death ever. But he suffered for what people? You said whoever?
Whoever wanted to take his suffering and use it for their own good.
Okay, Matthew 15:24. And I'm asking you these questions to see where you at, right? Because you said you've been trying to find out who you really are or where you come from in Africa. What I'm going to bring out to you, I want you to put 2 and 2 together, okay? Watch this.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So who did Christ say he came for? The lost sheep of who?
Israel.
The house of Israel. Correct, my brother, correct. But who is Israel today?
Whoever walked away.
You said whoever what?
Walked away.
Whoever walked away. Let me show you about one thing that happened to the nation of Israel. And I want you to tell me who did this happen to. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Watch this. What is this right here, my brother? What you see right here? Slave ships. Who else did you know that went onto slavery on slave ships?
A lot of races have been in slavery.
Say what?
A lot of races have been in slavery.
A lot of races. But who else do you know that went to slavery on slave ships? Tell me. If you have some, if you knew another race that went to slavery outside of us.
They knew a story like this one. They worked for as many.
Can I get you to say what you just said on the mic?
They went for as many as they could. Like, I'm not gonna be loud about it. I'm not. It's like.
No. I want you. What I'm trying to go. I want you to be honest, because you said ain't no story like what?
Like the black slave.
It said ain't no story like the black slave. Do you know what you said is actually in the Bible? Right. Give me Daniel chapter 9 verse 11. We coming right back.
Bring it out.
Daniel chapter 9 verse 11. Read.
Daniel chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel.
All who?
Israel. All Israel have transgressed thy law.
So when you say all Israel, Israel today or the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you can find them on this sign. But he said all Israel have broke God's laws. Read.
Even by departing.
Even by what?
Departing. That they might not obey thy voice.
He said that we do not obey God's voice. You know how we obey his voice? When he said thou shalt not kill, you keep that law. When he said thou shalt not commit adultery, you keep that law. When he said if you sleep with a woman and you got to marry that sister, you keep that law. Watch this.
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
Because we didn't want to do what God said, he said a curse is poured upon us. You know what that curse is? That's slavery. That's a great evil. That's a great curse. Watch this. Read.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us.
So God is a just God. He going to stand by what he said. So he said he confirmed his words against us because we sinned against him. We didn't do what he said. Read.
And against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us a great evil.
A great evil. Like I said, slavery is a great evil. And you said you can't compare what happened to so-called African Americans to anybody else, right? Watch this.
For under the whole heaven.
For what?
Under the whole heaven.
Hey, my little brothers, I want y'all to come look at this sign real quick. What is this right here? I don't want you to go nowhere, sir. What is this right here?
Right here?
Yeah, right here. What is this?
People.
People doing what? What's going on with these people?
They laying down.
They laying down. What they got on their feet?
Nothing.
They do got something. Look around their ankles. What they? Are
they got chains.
They in chains, right? What is that?
Slavery.
That's slavery. That's slavery. Guess what? That's our ancestors. That's our foremothers, our forefathers. That happened to us and our people. Do y'all agree? You ever seen Birth of a Nation? No. You ever
You saw the movie Harriet.
Harriet? Remember there were slaves and everything back then too?
That was beating Jesus up.
What did it say?
They was beating Jesus up.
They were beating Jesus up too, right? We were slaves. But God said this. I want you to pay close attention because this is for you, my brother. Watch this. Read that part again.
For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
So he said, under the whole heaven has not been done as been done upon Jerusalem, have not been done as the nation of Israel. Nobody else can say that their and their forefathers went into slavery on slave ships.
Right.
That when they got to a different land, they were sold as slaves. Right. They were sold to their enemies. Nobody else can say they went through this. Do y'all agree? Huh? Y'all agree, right? Because this is our history. And guess what? It's in the Bible.
Right.
It's in the Bible. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. And that's why we out here, because we want to show you that what? What's your nationality? What's your race?
African-American.
You African American. Now, how old are you? You 10. You say you 21, right? We got a job to do. How old are you, my brother? You 18. You got a job to do. You got to watch out for your little brothers. You got to watch out for your little brothers. You call yourself African American too? All right. African and America is named after two different white people.
Right.
Two different white people. Can all of us come from two different white people? No. So why we call ourselves African American?
Bring it out.
Because we're black. That's the color of his t-shirt. Is there a place called black where we can go to right now as a race of people? Is it? Africa. We say Africa, but what country? That go along with your first question. But what country in Africa? Okay, yes, we did come from Africa, but where in Africa? Huh? You said Central?
I think they would have went to Africa from the west.
Okay, watch this. Give me that in Galatians. Watch this.
Galatians chapter 4 verse 26.
Bring it out.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
It said Jerusalem. Where is Jerusalem, y'all? Jerusalem is in Africa. You see this right here? Jerusalem is right here. You know how the Suez Canal was built by men. Jerusalem is right here in this small area, right beside Egypt. So Jerusalem is right here. Read it again.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So he said Jerusalem is our motherland. And you say you're not sure how far they went into Africa, right? But watch this. We actually went from the eastern coast of Africa and we scattered into Africa. That's why we was all on the west coast. Give me Matthew 2 and verse 13. I'm going to show you real quick. Because in the time of Christ, he was told, Joseph and Mary were told to flee Jerusalem and go down to Egypt. So they fled into the mountains. Watch this.
Matthew chapter 2 and verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother.
So he was talking to Joseph and said, look, take Mary and Jesus and do what?
And flee into Egypt.
Where?
Flee into Egypt.
So from Jerusalem to Egypt, you're going deeper into Africa. To the point, Christ told us the same thing when he was walking the earth. He said, there's going to come a time where you got to flee from Jerusalem because the Romans going to come in and persecute us. That's why when they took us, we got taken from the western coast of Africa. We were running from our enemies. You see that? Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. How you doing, my brother? How you doing? What we're doing right now is showing that our history is actually in the Bible. It's been in front of our faces for a long time. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
Wait a minute. Who is the black man enemy today? You said we kill each other. I agree, we do. It's a damn shame. But who is our enemy today? Because we might fight over a block. We might fight over a street corner. But who is our enemy as a race of people?
Bring it out.
Little man got something to say. What you got? You good, man. I know you smart. I know you smart. Who? Yes, who is our enemy right now? You said our country? Our country? You said the devil? How about I say I agree with both of you? Our country being ran by who? He said some scary people, and you said the president. What race is the president? Huh?
No, black.
Oh, what race is the president?
Right now, black.
No, what race is? Yes. He white. We had a black president, but guess what? Did we move out the projects? Did anything change for us? Nothing changed for us. But guess what? He was run by the government himself.
Right.
Right, watch this. Read what you got.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So he said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You said some scary people. You said the devil and you said the white man. How about I say you all are correct? The earth is given to the so-called white man right now because he runs everything that we see today. That's why he taught you African American. That's why he taught you that you just black. That's why he taught you just American. Watch this.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
What's up? The devil doesn't like people. Yes, you're correct.
The devil isn't lying.
He is.
He makes people kill.
He did. Watch this though. He said he covered the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? Hey, boss man in the back right there. Who are the judges out of the Bible? You know what? I'm gonna ask you like this. Who is this man right here? That's Jesus? Well, you said that thing strong. That Jesus right there? He Jesus? You agree? You agree? You agree? Then Jesus, do you agree? They had Jesus hanging upon the cross. Do you agree that Christ as well? What about you? You not too sure?
I don't know where he at.
Revelation 1 verse 14.
Bring it up.
Because this is why it's so important. These are the youth. These are the future of the world. But when they look at this man, remember, he said the wicked cover the faces of the judges thereof. This is how they do that. Watch this. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So we're going to figure out who is he talking about. Read verse 1 real fast.
Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So we finna read to y'all the revealing of Christ. Read verse 14 again.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So he said Christ got white and woolly hair. What kind of hair is that?
Which one of these is Christ, according to the Bible?
Which one you just pointed at?
You feel me?
Oh, you pointed to that one.
That's
He got white woolly hair, right? Feel your hair.
He about to
Touch your hair. What kind of hair you got?
What's the name, man?
We have hair like wool. You see what I'm saying, boss man? We do. Does this white man have hair like wool?
No.
He do not. So read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Hey, everybody look at our brother right here. This is our brother. He older than us in age, right? But look at the white part of his beard. When we get to a certain age, our hair turns gray and it starts looking white, right? So he said Christ had white woolly hair, as you see as the biblical description we got here. Watch this.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He drank wine in moderation. If we were drinking right now, what color would the white part of our eyes turn? Red. Red. If we were drinking, the white part of our eyes would turn red. Watch this.
And his feet.
And his what?
Feet.
Hold on, wait, before y'all leave, my brother. Let me hear this last scripture before they leave. And his what?
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? Huh?
Brown.
It's brown. It's brown. Is this man brown? He's not brown. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything, what color does it turn? Black.
That's right.
So what color is Jesus? He's black. You see that? But this is our history. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 40 real quick so before you head out. Watch this. Because remember we said we have an enemy. And we found out the enemies are called the wicked today. You said they are real scary. The little kids said it's the government and the so-called white people. He said the devil and the white man. Watch this. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Naturally by genetics. Who is stronger out of the so-called white man or the black man? Black man, naturally. You can have a so-called white man by your size, and you have a brother his size. Man, that brother gonna tear him up all day. No matter his size, he naturally stronger, right? Watch this.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Hey, you ever seen that when we watch the slave movies, right? It's about 15, 20 of us in the field. And you got one white man on the horse. How in the world can he control all of us? It's impossible, right? But God said it is. Read that part again.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
It was possible because God sent them against us because we disobeyed him. Watch this.
In hunger.
And in what?
Hunger.
Hey, when we hungry, where we go to for our foods? For our food, we go to Walmart, we go to Publix, we go to Sam's. Who own these places? Huh? The so-called white man. So he said, look, therefore you're going to serve your enemies. This is how we serve our enemies. We go to them for our food supply. Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
If you don't pay your water bill, who coming to cut it off? The so-called white man, right? Read.
And in nakedness.
The clothes on our backs says made where? And China. So we identify our enemies according to the Bible. Watch this, read.
And in want of all things.
Hey, y'all got a driver license or ID? We had to go to the DMV, right? Who owns that? The so-called white man. So we identify who our enemies are today. Watch it. This is the main point, read.
And he.
And what?
And he.
The same white man, read.
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Wait a minute. What we just read? That's our history. What we reading? We reading the Bible. You know who we were speaking to right here? Who was he speaking to when he said this is going to happen to them? That's a question. Huh? Watch this. We're going to show you.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
We went to the beginning of the book to show you who is he speaking to. Read.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto who?
Israel.
So who is he speaking to? Israel. So he said Israel going to serve their enemies for one of all things, in hunger, thirst, nakedness, and one of all things. And those same enemies going to put yokes of iron upon Israel next. Remember what you said earlier. Who else can say this happened to him?
No other nation.
No other nation. So what would that make us? Huh?
No.
That would make us the Israelites.
That's right.
You see that? Give me Jeremiah 14:2. Because you said you're American, right? You said you're American. Look at this sign right here. Because we just out here for one soul. One soul, listen, we good. Watch this. So you say you're American? American black today is called what in the Bible? Judah. Judah. That's the same tribe that Christ come from. Remember what did we describe Christ's skin color as? Brown. Real dark. He was real dark skinned. Watch what the Bible says about the tribe of Judah. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black.
Hold on. What did he say?
They are black unto the ground.
So what color is the tribe of Judah of the nation of Israel? Black.
That's right.
That's the so-called African Americans today. And what we reading? The Bible. The Bible shows us our history. You see, it's so simple. Well, even when we was on slave ships, the cotton fields, all that's recorded inside the Bible.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word.